can't hear myself. Yeah. No, I'm not the same. No, I'm not the same. No, I'm not the same. No, I'm not. No, I'm not the same. I think I done changed. Yeah. No, I'm not the same, nigga. I think I done changed, nigga. See, something not the same, nigga. I used to walk into the room, head down, I don't walk. Now I float on them, I float on them, just float. They hanging on to that goose down in my cup. Float on them, I float on them, just float. I don't step, I don't walk, I don't dance, I just float. Float, float, float. I don't dance, I just float.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 91 of the Splash Cast, the Around the League edition, Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Start out, glasses up, doing a little sipping tonight. We are flourishing because we should.
That's how you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as y'all know, on Monday Night Raw, we always talk about HBCU news around the culture, football news around the league, basketball news around the league, and we end it with our splashes of the week. Although a lot of the times we put our splashes of the week in the pregame. With that being said, man, let's get started. Let's jump right into it, man. Howard University. We covered. Now, Norwood likes to say I told you so on a lot of stuff. I like to say we told you so on a lot of stuff too. We told you guys
Thanks for not leaving me on that one.
What?
I thought you was going to sell me up the road. You said Norwood likes to tell.
I did. You didn't catch it. You didn't catch it. You didn't catch it. I did sell you, but you didn't catch it though. But I said you like to say I told you so. I like to say we told you so. But Howard University.
You don't always be wanting to go on the ride. You be like, oh, Norwood, you got that one to yourself. The Eagles. I drink to that too.
Oh, well, if that's what you want to do, then I'll matter of fact, let's go on.
Yeah, you should definitely drink to the Eagles. You picked them the whole time, and I picked them to lose the whole time.
Well, I know one team I did pick, since we going to do this. I know one team I did pick, since you want to do that. That team right there. I picked this team right here. The anguish on your face. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know one team I did pick. This team right here. But, ladies and gentlemen, we told y'all we were the second people. We scour the internet to give y'all news around the culture that you're not going to get in mainstream media. One of them is Howard University swim team, along with other news like Fisk University's gymnastics team. Howard University has caught fire with this swim team. Howard University becomes the first all-black swim team on the cover of Sports Illustrated as they near the championship title in swimming. That is amazing. It is home to the first all-black swim team, and now they are nearing their first conference championship in over 3 decades. Shout out to Howard, man. That team in D.C.
You don't often get here and have positive things to say about that team in D.C. This is one of those rare occasions. There's nothing you cannot like about this. Congratulations. Nice work, Sports Illustrated, honoring our HBs.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Howard, man. Shout out to the swim team. We told y'all last time we talked about, I think it was 3 weeks ago, how they have the hottest ticket in swimming, I guess, really in almost spring sports. You have basketball in HBCUs, and then you also have track, indoor track, outdoor. I think it's indoor track, but you also have Howard University they always have a DJ playing, and they have sellout crowds, sellout crowds at a swim meet of people that don't swim, right? Outside of family. I'm talking about outside of family, outside of friends. It'll be regular people who go there.
That's not what I thought you meant by that.
No, I didn't. I saw your face. No. I don't have.
Excuse me. I swim. I can swim.
So shout out to Howard, man. How you feel about this?
This is great, and I can swim.
Oh man, I can't wait. I swear to God, I really want. I meant it when I said I want the Splashcast to make an appearance at one of these swim meets. Howard University alum coach Nicholas Askew, who broke all the records in Howard history as a student swimmer. He's from the U.S., the Caribbean, and Canada.
You said what was his name again?
Nicholas Askew.
Oh yeah. Nick the Fish. I remember Nick.
Both groups are set to
man,
become Northeast Conference champions, the first time since 1989 that a school has accomplished such feats as being. They're both 6-2 and 5-3. That is dope, man. I hope it takes off. Found out that my high school got a swim team. That's whole new Westlake out here. We ain't even have a pool.
Y'all have a. I'm gonna stay out of this. Our high schools were different.
No, they weren't. Well, you had a swim team?
Tennis team, swim team.
Oh yeah, in our high school we had a tennis team. We didn't have no swim team. I can tell you right now, we did not have a swim team.
Did we have a swim team?
We had golf. We had golf.
We didn't.
Tennis.
We did
soccer,
have a golf team.
Basketball.
Yeah, we had a golf team. Nobody care about them sports, bro. You know why you here, baby?
Sports get you money.
Friday Night Lights, baby.
Especially in the South. What else we got? Oh, hey man, I really wanted to shout out. Not so much now in Atlanta. Atlanta's pretty much a sports hub now. Georgia is a sports hub.
But all of those guys go to the NBA now.
Yeah.
A third of the NBA is from Atlanta now. In the last 2 years.
Yep. I did want to send a shout out to Jameis Winston. The second annual HBCU Legacy Bowl selected Saints quarterback Jameis Winston and former Saints left tackle Teron Armstead as honorary captains of the event. Winston and Armstead are founding partners with the HBCU Legacy Bowl, and other NFL players such as NFL MVP and Super Bowl champion Patrick Mahomes, who was the event's inaugural honorary captain. We've always had jokes for Jameis. That website kind of slowing me down a little bit. They got a bunch of pop-ups. But we've always had jokes for Jameis, but this is very impressive. Teron Armstead, I think he went to UAPB, so you knew he was going to be indoctrinated into the HBCU. But Jameis, I mean, he's from Alabama, went to Florida State, man. That's commendable, to say the least.
I think as many jokes as we have about Jameis, I think Jameis is a relatively likable person.
Yeah, I think he's likable because he doesn't really seem as a threat. I mean, I hate Tom Brady.
No, but I feel like Jameis doesn't seem like he's not, from what I've seen of him, the athlete guy who thinks I'm the best. Like, don't speak to me. I feel like Jameis is a guy who you'll be in the grocery store, you just start talking to you like everybody else.
Yeah, man, get you some crab legs. But
I knew that there was 100% no way I was gonna make it out of this compliment for this black man without that being part of.
You could have said
it was gonna be one of us.
Nah. You knew the joke was there when you said grocery store.
The grocery store was completely subliminal. That was just, maybe that's me. I'll take the blame for that. My mind went to Jameis in the grocery store. Maybe there's a reason for that, but I did not plan that out. I have notes here. None of the notes say make a Jameis crab leg joke. As I'm not going to say that I wouldn't, but that wasn't my plan in this case. And here we are spiraling.
Hey, James, like I told you, we got jokes, shut it. But congratulations on being an honorary captain.
You good
shout
with
out
us,
to you.
man.
You good with us, man. And shout out for doing this without all the pomp and circumstance. I didn't even know Patrick Mahomes was an honorary captain. You see?
I think I remember hearing about that last year. The littlest bit.
There's always decorum and right ways to do things when you're not selfish. When you're not selfish, your acts speak for themselves. When you're selfish, you got to defend yourself. And I'm going to leave that at that. Did you freeze?
Nah, I want Ed Reed to blame me.
I said no names, and I wouldn't talk about Ed there. I would talk about Ed there. I could have talked about Ed, I guess.
Your boy. And I saw where he said something. We're not ready to talk about it quite yet. I need to do some more research. But I got to make sure he didn't say what I think he said.
Could you tell me what he said?
Fox News put it out, so I'm not signing up for that until I get to see it somewhere else.
See? Left HBCU go for Fox News.
No, this was not positive. This is not positive.
I know. Oh. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with that. We're not going to spiral. Hey, man, but this is what I really wanted to get to. I have been trying to get Kareem the Plug Chapman. Fred Chapman Jr. gives us a Black History fact, and I got to restart it because you have
These are great.
Fred Chapman Jr. is a former official. He officiated basketball and football, especially in the HBCUs. And he's dropping facts about the SIAC, MEAC, and SWAC and everything that comes to it. So here we go.
SIAC.
Speedy.
Yes, that elevated quick. And they was using the SIAC as a
Let's refresh. See if I can get it. Here we go.
black college has produced more NFL officials than any conference in this country.
That's amazing.
Yeah. The SIAC and the MEAC and SWAC has more NFL on-field officials than the Big Ten, the Big 12, or the SEC.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
All these guys just needed opportunity. They started, even some white guys that started in the SIAC.
Speedy.
Yes, that elevated quick. And they was using the SIAC as a stepping stone because then none of them went to a HBCU, you know.
Right.
And that was a good fun time too when you used to work all HBC ball game. You made more money working Gulf South,
Of course.
you know, or the other conferences, but you didn't have as much fun as
Yeah, there were them bands, them honeys being the stage.
like-
So he said something very interesting here. He said those referees basically are doing or did what Dion did, right? But it was known. It wasn't no dream sold. Hey, we have more fun here. I'm going to get to officiate more games, and then I'm going to elevate myself. And it's a proven commodity. But they ain't sell you no dream. They ain't come up there and say, I'm here for the HBCU. Nah, that's cool. Shout out to Fred Chapman for giving us that little tidbit of information, man. I didn't know that at all.
Y'all, man. This is a great Instagram. I found myself on this Instagram around 2:30 a.m. on a Tuesday or Wednesday night.
The Trophy Case
And I was
podcast?
scrolling. Yep, and I was just scrolling my life away. This guy's insightful and hilarious. This if you like funny old black men, he's one. He got you. Boy.
Speaking of funny old black man, here we go. We got some more stories for him.
AAU basketball.
Here we go. This
And a little kid was sort of a bully, and he was out of hand, And I called a foul on it, then I called a technical foul on it. And he blew up at me. And we talking 14-year-old kid. You know, so when he rushed me on the court, I pushed him off of him, and I looked to the coach. I said, Coach, come get him.
First off, let's start.
Come get him.
First off, I'm from Louisiana. That little AR that's added to coach, that coach, that coach. Let me tell you something. That means them hands is heavy. Them country strong hands. When he said get him up off him,
said, Coach,
come get him. Come get him. He said, Coach, come get him. I had to let y'all know where this story was going just off the vernacular right there.
I think you should know.
And the little kid is still angry and trying to tussle with me, and I'm just keeping him off of me. I said, hey, Coach, come get him. You know, so by that time, his stepfather
You only get two.
jumped out of the stand.
You get two. The third one is
He come and he grabbed me on my shoulder, pulling me back, and I turned around and put that thing right on his nose. Hit him. He went down. Here comes the lady. She comes out with an umbrella, jumping on me. I knocked her out. You know, so this time, you know, out of hand. You know,
It's gotten wild.
got wild.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the police came and he said, Mr. Referee, he said, I'm gonna have to take everybody to jail. You know, we was having a little AAU basketball.
He said, Mr. Referee, he said, I had to take everybody to jail. He said, do what you got to do.
This is how I started. This was a great introduction to my friend Fred Chapman Jr. And I call him friend because I think that we friends, even though he don't know who the hell I am. I will thank him for that late night comedy journey he took me on. I understood everything that he explained before it was going to happen. I knew that first and second come get him was going to come with something later. I knew that it was never going to make it to a third come get him because by then you're going to be picking him up off the floor. And the way
said,
that
I
he
put
said,
that thing right there, right on his nose. He went down.
No. Yeah. And then he had to defend himself. We don't believe in him women. But at the same time, she was armed with a weapon.
Hey, man, you a human at that
but
point.
I want you to also understand that the son was never heard from again. You want to know why? Because he saw what happened to his parents. He made an adult decision. That's how you grow up very, very fast.
Honor roll student.
Exactly.
If it was somebody important, well, I ain't say important. That's the wrong word. It was somebody that made it to the league, then you would know their name. They didn't, which means they made a business decision.
No. He spent the rest of his life working in nursing homes, taking care of old black men, just like my friend Fred Chapman, because he knew that he made a fatal mistake and he would spend the rest of his entire live-long days repenting for his sins.
But I will say, that is a good pie.
On that one.
That is a good pie, man. And so this is if you guys, if you know any older black referees, there's a lot of stories like this. My godfather was a referee. He refereed MEAC games for a long time before he went to the NFL, the MEAC and SWAC games. He was always the referee. You remember when HBCU games would come on BET? And they would come on BET on Thursday. And he would always be the referee. He was always the referee that was behind the defensive line. He was the one that called the hold because he played defensive line. And he told a story about one of the tight ends got mad at him because he kept calling hold on him. He was like, he kept holding. He's a defensive end, was whooping his ass the whole game, and he kept holding him. So the tight end ran the drag route and act like he was going to run my godfather over. Godfather 6'3", at the time, probably 275 of still in shape, 275. Like, and his hands is like clubs. All his sons got the same hands. All my god brothers got the same hand. He said he laid that man, hit him in the helmet, gave him a concussion. Bare hand.
That's how that's how they used to do the helmet slap. That's the reason it made it illegal. But I am uniquely I understand both parts of this. I understand you don't talk to no old man no type of way. but I've also cussed out a ref.
Oh yeah. Cussing out is fine. I've cussed out a ref. I've yelled at refs, and I was a backup tight end and kicker.
I told that ref, "Hey man, get the fuck out of my way." He felt, next time you say that, you get the fuck out of my way. Shut up. Game over. We won. Oh man.
Yeah, but you can't put your hands on him though. That grown man strength.
Oh no. Now I could have put my hands on that dude. I would have whooped him. I was spry. He was not.
Man.
Game on Saturday morning. Bro, shut up talking to me.
Ooh, them be the worst ones.
Yeah.
They be at like 8:30 in the morning.
Couldn't play on Thursday because it rained.
Yeah, so you gotta be there like
that varsity field. Are you crazy?
8:00 on a Saturday morning playing JV. Nobody there, and it's cold, and both teams don't want to be there. And we had to play a JV team that didn't have a varsity, or you could say a varsity team that didn't have a JV. Either way, most of them had just played the day before. And they came and played us, and our varsity beat their ass 52-0, and they beat our ass 49-7.
Hey, I'm gonna fix y'all and beat y'all little brother ass.
They beat our ass, dog. I'm
I'm ready, coach. I can play again.
You
know how sorry you got to be to play a varsity game and then play a JV game in the same week. First of all, ain't that rules? You can't play more than 6 quarters. What was that? Ain't that the rule?
Well, that rule didn't
split
exist.
them up. They split them up.
They treated us like a jamboree, boy. You remember the jamboree? They treated us like a jamboree. They beat the shit out of us, bro. Oh man, had me in there playing left tackle in 9th grade.
What? How does it get?
I was in 9th grade, bro, playing against I'm playing left tackle in 9th grade. I'm 152 pounds. I'm playing left tackle.
I played DN.
Yeah, but the DN I was playing against was a varsity player. He was 11th grade. Came out, whooped our ass. He was tossing. You go that way. I was like, look at you. That's why our coaches cussed him out,
working
though.
on his mental health. That he got stomped out. At least he could do is beat y'all chunks for a couple quarters.
Our coaches cussed him out. Called him. That's where I got the term T-shirt All-American from. They called him a T-shirt All-American. They was like, yeah, you got your ass beat yesterday. You a T-shirt All-American beating up on the 9th graders.
I sure did, and I beat your old ass if you come out here.
Nah, Coach Beatles just got cut from the Washington Redskins. He was still big and mad.
That don't matter. I'm still gonna say that. You will have to actually catch me first. I was a firm believer in that.
Coach Beatles was Coach Beatles whooped his ass. That 20 years ago, right. Coach.
I'm not gonna say that I would have won, but I would say what I was gonna say. Now after that, things gonna have to matriculate however they matriculate.
Yeah, they are, and they will.
Be shaking. You gotta be prepared for that. If you're willing to say something crazy, there is a small off chance that he may be just as crazy. At that point, you just gotta deal with. Hey, you gotta dance with the girl that got you there, right?
Yeah, you do. Oh, man. But ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the HBCU segment. I told you we didn't have a lot for that, man. Everything's over with, but we will be getting into March Madness is right around the corner. We'll be able to CIAA. They already advertising CIAA like yesterday. Grambling did beat Southern at the HBCU Classic at the NBA All-Star game. It was actually a really good game. Grambling was up by 14 with 8 minutes to go. Southern went on a 19-5 run to end the game and force overtime. And then Grambling ended up hitting 2 3-point plays in a row with 2 minutes left in the game to pretty much ice the game against Southern. But it was a great game, great turnout. Awesome. So with that being said, we've come to the end of the HBCU segment of episode 91 of the Splash Cast. We will now get, what are we going to do next? Basketball? Let's do basketball next. We'll do basketball next.
Yeah, also, public service announcement. You're going to invite me to a housewarming in a whole nother state.
Who invited you?
Friend of mine. I love you, but I ain't flying to your house for your housewarming. I'll come by there when I'm in town, though.
I have no comment because I have no comment. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with the basketball.
Oh, no, I want to know.
We'll be right back with the basketball segment, news around the NBA and WNBA. Got some WNBA news too. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Listen to the sounds of the Splashcast 12-pack 24.
We gonna have that adult conversation eventually.
We can, but just not on air. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our basketball segment of episode 91 of the Splashcast, the Around the League edition, Monday Night Raw, where we go live every Monday night on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. I guess you can start adding Instagram that too. Whoa. Remember always what they got to do, Norwood.
Monday Night Raw. Always like, follow, subscribe. Tell somebody, man. Tell somebody about the podcast. We come here, we do our work. We give you excellent content here. And I'm here. It's a great place to be.
Yeah. With that being said,
the
ladies,
skepticism floating through your voice, my friend.
Nah, not through my voice, man.
Got good news too, man. Talk about Brittney Griner.
Hey, man, shout out to Brittney. Shout out Brittney Griner. Damn, you just messed up my intro, computer. Brittney Griner has signed a 1-year deal with the Phoenix Mercury. Was that the team she was on last year? Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Correct.
Before she went over to Russia? Was that the team she was on before?
Yes.
Well, shout out to them.
What? I don't know. I was like, damn, why didn't y'all sign her to like a lifetime deal after that? But she also probably wants a free agency. She probably, I would assume you're probably a bigger star now. Time to re-up. New bag.
I have a different perspective. I think this is more of a let's get you in shape deal. Remember, she was in a Russian prison where she told that they're giving her nothing. Like, they're giving her scraps to eat. So she's got to get on a diet plan. She's got to get back on nutrition. She's got to get in shape, and you can work out all you want, but you have to, getting in playing shape means playing. So I think this is just a get in play in shape deal. And if she is who we think she is, she'll end up getting that deal next year. Hopefully, preferably.
I didn't even consider that. I saw her play in high school, and after that, I knew she was a real deal for as long as real end deals were in existence. But yeah, I think she'll be fine. Perfectly fine.
She will.
More money on the way.
Oh, 100%.
You can ask securing bags.
More money on the way. You got probably, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a book deal soon.
What? Book? Oh, man. Oh, I'm done playing basketball. You're great. You're right. You right, Reggie. The more
movie deal.
The more I forget. I'm former athlete.
Oh, pull a Rihanna.
Full Liz Gambage.
Yeah.
Basketball. Don't call me about no basketball. I'm going book tour.
They paying me $250,000. My ass out.
More bags. You get a car. I'm never going to practice again. Speaking engagements. All I'm going to do is show up places and let people pay me for existing. Suicide, you'll kill yourself before you watch me do another suicide. I'm done. I'm done here.
Ain't no way, man. So shout out. But I am happy that they signed her right out too. Like, they probably had. And like I said, I think this is a proven deal. She may not have been in the best shape when they worked out, or she may have gone and worked out. I said, you know what? We'll give you a year. Get back on your feet, get everything straight, and you'll be good to go.
You had no choice. There was no choice in this. Phoenix, the only thing you could do is give her money. Fully guaranteed contract. Paid on day one.
I'm sure. I think all their contracts are guaranteed. They're just, not what they should be, but it is guaranteed.
Yeah, but I'm probably not playing basketball for much longer if I'm hurt.
Hey man, let's get to Vernon real quick.
Lost in the playoffs to the Clippers. Yeah. Like what's the animosity?
I don't even know what we're doing here. What we doing in Utah? Goddamn. For real, NBA, man, for real now. Cleveland, then here. Come on now. What we doing out?
Now, I've stopped this here. Norwood has been on record saying, why are they having this in Utah? And Vernon Maxwell has made rounds as of the last 2 years as he's been telling his stories of him being in the NBA. The most famous one, of course, are the ones where he talked his All the Smoke interview where he talked about guard Michael Jordan, as well as when he ran into the stands and smacked one of the fans from, you guessed it, Utah. So there's a reason Vernon Maxwell does not like Utah, but he's also known for keeping it real 100%. I actually didn't know that he had hair. I'm surprised that he had hair. Anybody that goes bald for just just wanting to go bald might not want to mess with that person. Might know. Again, that proves that's more evidence for my hypothesis. If somebody's bald just to be bald,
Kobe Bryant.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Crazy. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Just shave your head. No. Black man? No. Mm-mm.
Out here in Utah. For real now. It's cold as hell, first of all. And it's the only damn All-Star game that you can move around downtown. Ain't no damn traffic. I mean, this is weird. But, I mean, I had to be out here, so I'm out here, and I'm going to make the best of this. But this is some bull.
Talk about a person who deserves the show.
Oh,
Give him
man.
his own show. Let him go for it.
Come on.
The reason that and that's also the reason I said that everybody in the NBA was going on vacation this year. All-Star weekend? No, I'm good. I'll be spending time with my family.
Just like next year when they go to Indiana. Like, they ain't going up there. It's going to be cold up there, too.
Nah, I'm going to tell you why. Because you can do... Isn't it close enough to Chicago?
Indiana? You think they're going to go to Chicago?
Yeah. You're right. I will go on vacation again. You're right. I don't care that much about Chicago.
Hell no.
And definitely not Indiana. What is that? Conseco Fieldhouse? I don't know what it is now. Who's the person you honor?
I better say Conseco
Rick
Fieldhouse. That's funny. So that's funny for so many
Reggie
reasons.
Miller is the only Pacer that people care about. And slightly Jalen. Mark Jackson, I guess. He's kind of a Nick, though.
The Davis brothers.
Who else?
The Davis brothers. That whole team.
When's the last time you saw those guys?
That doesn't mean seeing them doesn't mean they don't care about them.
They ain't care enough about them to have them around.
They've been honored. I think they've been honored before. They honored that team.
Reggie.
Shout out to the guys that almost won a championship. Woo.
Well, we are Falcons fans, bro. Relax.
Nope. I would not relax. I don't care.
That's hate.
Don't care. People be hating on me. Care.
Double down on the hate, baby. Black History Month. We love it.
Oh,
we
man.
love it.
Hey, man, speaking of Black History Month. Hey, the NBA news, man. The Celtics have promoted interim head coach Joe Mazzulla to head coach. In other water is wet news. We knew that this was going to happen. They have the #1 team. I didn't know that you could take a team that was #1 in the East, second in the league, favored to win the East and make them better. I thought you were just going to kind of be along for the ride.
Come on. We need a documentary. Bring it on out. Ime Udoka. You done played yourself, my friend. You have played yourself in ways that are truly unprecedented. First of all, you had Neil Long. Trick that off. Then on top of that, you had Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Tricked it off. That's self-hate. I want y'all to take anything from this is love yourself. And don't be canoodling at work. Canoodling does not happen at the workhouse.
You don't
this
shit where
is
you
what
eat.
happens.
No shit where you eat now.
You tricked yourself out of all of the bags. You tricked yourself out of, now I don't get into nobody's relationship. Date anybody, you get tired of them. So I ain't gonna say that. But it is Neil Long, big dog. I'm gonna tell you, it's different. We gonna look at you funny. Now I don't know what might have happened or have not had happened. But we looking at you funny.
Have not have happened.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Quote Julius.
Oh, sneaky. Sneaky. We can't call it swine.
Jesus be offense all around me every day. And I think that is right when we get right into here. Patrick Beverly to the Bulls, ladies and gentlemen.
No. But what I was saying, let me finish my point. Joe Mazzulla took this team and made them better. They weren't a real 3-point shooting team last year. They are setting records this year. They shoot a lot of threes and hit a lot of threes. And they are making the right moves. Shout out to them getting Mike Muscala, who is coming in averaging 13 points a game for them over the first week that he's been with the Celtics because he can shoot threes.
So now, because I always like to think about the other part of this. When did you think Mike Mazzulla knew he was better coach than Ime Udoka?
When he probably told him.
We work jobs, and we all have a person who is our superior. And what point do you look at that person like, bro, I could do this job better than you? Or you look at that person like, bro, you're not even doing this job right.
I think, I hate to say when they play the Warriors because, I mean, they're the Warriors. But from what I've seen, what we saw now, they only had Ime Udoka for like, what, 2 years, 1 year?
1 year, because the year before that was Brad. And then Brad Stevens' biggest contribution to the Celtics is getting out of the way.
Get out the way. Well, that and privilege. So he got out the way and said, you know what? I'll just get a promotion. And I'm not a great head coach, so I'll just go be the vice president of the team.
But so now that we have fallen into something that I really like here, was he wrong, or did he make the right move for all parties involved?
Nobody said he was wrong. Who said he was wrong?
Okay, so is there value in that, I guess? Because that's a tough decision to make. Head coach is front and center. Yeah, you don't think so? You don't?
No.
You're in the high profile exec, like the executives. It's a cool job, but nobody knows your name or your face. You're the head coach, and you thought at that point the best thing for me to do is get out of the way because there are better people who could do this job.
I think that there's a rift forming between him and the locker room. I don't know. This is all speculation. We're just talking. We're having a discussion. I think that there was a disconnect between him and his young players, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I think they had Marcus Smart. And then you also remember you had Kyrie on that team.
You're right.
So when all of that happened, is that Kyrie the story? Did Kyrie just say, you know what? I don't even want to coach. I got to coach people like you. I don't even want to coach. I just go be a VP. Now, to answer your question, I would 100% move from head coach to vice president of the organization. No hesitation. I'm sure the salary may be a cut, but I'm 100% sure as you being part of the executive leadership team of the organization, you get way more stock options or privately owned or way more bonuses that compensate you for the loss that you have from being a coach. So you getting just as much money or more money without the pressure. Yeah, I'm taking that job. 100%.
See, I'm probably
you stay there. You want to?
I don't know if I'm probably keeping the job because I'm like, I could be the guy who win us, and I got these guys, got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and
and you don't think Brad Stevens is the guy that's winning the championships now? You just gave him and said shout out. We are talking about him because you said shout out to Brad Stevens.
Yeah, but the reason I said shout out to Brad Stevens is after he did that, which I think in hindsight is a really big and kind of an adult move. I don't think anybody's ever said anything else about Brad Stevens. I don't think he's gotten any more credit since he left.
What? Not many. how many of your executives do you really want to see in the news? He's not the GM.
You don't, but
I don't think he is.
You're right, but still, to make that type of decision, and
it's a hell of a move. I think it's unprecedented, actually.
I think it deserves more credit than he's getting. That was my whole motive behind the whole Brad Stevens. Because after the thing happened, it was like, oh, well, lucky you. And then it worked. Ever since he left, they've been better.
So he made $3.6 million.
And we reported on it kind of like, we said it was white privilege. So if we're going to say that, you got to come back and follow up and be like, you know what? He might have made the right move. Now, Ime Udoka, he made some moves. They got him moved out of there.
He's president of basketball operations.
It's like going from Nate McMillan to Travis Schlenk.
Yeah, that's a hell of a promotion. He took Danny Ainge's spot. Danny Ainge left, and they put him in Danny Ainge's spot and brought in Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka brought in Joe Mazzulla. I'm pretty sure Joe Mazzulla is probably head of, because Ime Udoka's defense. Joe Mazzulla seems like he's more offense.
That's the other part is you be bringing in guys to be a part of your organization. They end up being your successor. LP and Nate, Udoka, and Mazzulla.
That's the price of having a good team, though. That's the price of having a good coaching staff. I mean, we see it in football. I don't know about being a successor, but your value as a leader in leadership is how many other leaders you can make. So I mean, if you have a good staff and then all of your staff look at Bill. I guess Bill Parcells. Look at all coaching trees. All those people are being.
But they don't be like you're a successor. Like, hey, give me your job. Most of the time, like a staff, like a lot of those guys have coaching staffs. They kind of like.
Yeah, they move out. They move, but this
is like, bro, we just gonna take your job, but you.
Well, then shout out to Danny Ainge. When has anybody ever been fired and then every move after that, every person that you put in place, they just move up? And Danny Ainge got fired, they moved, what's his name up? Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens brought in Ime Udoka.
You was in the wrong place to begin with. The people who kept giving you promotions should have been stopped.
But Danny, he won a championship. He won a championship with Boston.
And start fleecing them people, so.
He won a championship with Boston and fleeced Brooklyn and got all them picks and turned them into the Boston Celtics that they are right now.
I don't know why y'all haven't learned that if you're making a deal with Danny Ainge, you are getting robbed. That's all he specializes in doing. He don't make a trade; he robs you.
Every time.
Need to decide, as soon as he sends you that offer sheet, burn it up.
Yeah. I can't even lie to you. But
look at Walker Kessler. Perfect example.
But shout out to Joe Mazzulla, though, to bring it all back. Shout out to Joe Mazzulla. He has been promoted to head coach. I'm interested to see his contract. Hopefully he gets paid what he's owed, what he deserves. I think they've got the two cornerstones of that team.
I'm not getting paid.
I think the two cornerstones of that team are logged in terms of contracts for like the next 3 to 4 years. So they playing well, man. They're whatever they're doing is working. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Everything they doing is working. It ain't nothing they do that don't work.
Nope.
Make my team make me sick.
Speaking of my team, hey man, shout out to AJ Griffin. Adrian Griffin. So for those that don't know, Adrian Griffin Jr. is the son of, I want y'all to make sure that y'all see that on the screen for those that are watching. And for those that are listening, I'm going to tell y'all, his father is Adrian Griffin Sr., also better known as Dr. Adrian Griffin Sr. He has not been, they do not say doctor in front of him, but y'all need to put some respect on that man's name. But anyway, Dr. Griffin said, I played in the first Rising Stars game back in 1999, and now I get to see my son play tonight. Funny how things come full circle. And this is AJ Griffin of the Hawks getting off the plane after he goes to play the Rising Stars. That's got to be a cool little moment.
Yeah, I mean, you've built a legacy.
Yeah, man. And AJ played pretty well, man. I will say, he's a really smart basketball player, and he just made all the right plays in the All-Star game. And next year he got to get a little bit more flair. Yeah, he got to get a little bit more flair.
See, this is not. But no, you don't. No, you don't. Unflare yourself. Make good basketball decisions. It'll take you a long way in life. You out here, you start playing for these All-Star games. You look like these fools do anything in game. You're a smart basketball player. Continue to make good basketball decisions. Thank you. Maybe need to play a little bit more. Now that we desperate.
And he already said that he is going to be part of the 3-point competition next year. He actually wanted to be part of it this year. They told him no because you're a rookie. And I'd be like, man, screw y'all.
And I'm going to tell y'all like this. He ain't going to show up like Julius Randle did.
Woo! Juju. Man, I hope that's next because I don't know how I have this ordered. Yeah, there it is. Slewju. Boy, first off, Julius.
Slewju Smith-Schuster.
We don't talk about anybody. Julius Randle is a great man and father. But I text y'all. I can hear my granddaddy's voice right now saying, hey, that boy cry too much. Like, hey. Now, Julius' son loves his father. He is emotionally invested.
I'm not putting that on him. I'll be the same way. Especially my dad out there shooting his
air balls. But
stop. No.
What I hate is that they keep showing his son crying. I'm like, dang, he's just a kid though. But I can definitely hear he's the old man. He's heartbroken. Julius is like, yo, it's the All-Star game, man. Stop crying. But I'm just happy.
The issue is y'all kid don't love y'all like Julius' kid love him. He hurt. Hey, if I'm hurt, you hurt too. Hey man, see, that's good parenting right there. He put it all on the floor. I like him too, man. Like little man. Julius. Now Julius, we told you last episode. Look at the presentation. Look at the card they had. You had no business there. You look like you were shooting an underhanded free throw. Everybody else was in peak physical condition, dropping a three from the logo. So we told you this was going to happen. This is not a surprise to me and Reggie. We had already discussed this. Now, what you subjecting your kid to watching you shoot these terrible threes?
Well, I don't think he thought this through. Julius, I went back and looked at a lot of Julius Randle's threes. Julius ain't really the best set shots 3-point shooter. He's more of a pull up on the
3-point shooter.
Well, Steph is, you know what I mean. I mean, his 3-point shots are more he's not set. It's more of coming off the curl, has the ball in his hand, he's dancing, step back, or like he's a rhythm shooter. Like this is straight set shot
for shooters.
Yeah, this is for set shooters.
This for people who shoot threes, like that's a major part of their game. And I'm a very big Julius Randle fan. I think probably somehow one of the biggest Julius Randle fans. But this was not for you, my friend. He had no business doing this. What I would not mind now that we've kind of matriculated is maybe like I want to see some center shoot threes. I would like a big 3-point contest and a little 3-point contest.
And then have them shoot against each other at the end of the game. That'd be a long night. This was already 3 hours to that night. That'd be a long night.
Not for that part though. The 3-point contest is pretty fast. You shoot one time and then it's the finals. You don't make it, so what? I like that. There's no point. There's no semifinals, no back and forth. Hey, you got 30 seconds. Shoot them all.
Yeah, man. But
I definitely want to see, because I would like to see like a John Collins, Julius, who are some other those type of guys. Chris Stapps. Well, I want to see those guys.
Karl Anthony Towns won it last year, didn't
he? He did. That's about all he won last year and this year.
Well,
Beverage for everybody.
They tried to make it like Randall was the first big in the 3-point contest, like Cat wasn't, is it? See? Sneaky be right there with me. But yeah, Julius, hey man, don't enter this no more. You know what you need to do, Julius? Julius need to do the skills competition.
He didn't enter this year. He did not enter this year. They told him,
you got
you're
to
do this. Nobody else is coming to Utah. Every seat has been booked. They ain't coming, Julius. So we need you to do us a favor.
Yeah. Maybe next year you'll do the skills competition. Do the skills competition. You'll be all right. I promise.
But if you're telling me that you'd rather have Julius shoot like this instead of AJ Griffin because he's a rookie, well, you're entitled to your own opinion.
Sound like Nate. Hey, man. Then there was the dunk competition. Now, the last 2 years, I think it was last year, was just, last year may have been the first time I turned off the dunk competition mid-competition. Normally, I'm either not going to watch it or I'm going to watch it to the end. I may have turned it off last year. I can't remember, which further convinces me that I turned it off because I can't remember the dunk contest last year. I just know it started, it was awful, and I turned it off. This year, they decided to bring Trey Murphy, who he reminds me of like the second coming of sneaky Rashard Lewis. He reminds me of Rashard Lewis that played for the Magic with Dwight Howard when they went to the championship against Kobe and got beat. He's a solid 6. I didn't realize he was 6'9", 6'10", and he can shoot the 3, and apparently he can dunk. And before he told us every dunk that he was gonna do. So like the reverse tomahawk jam that he did, the alley-oop no bounce. That was interesting. That was creative. It was clearly between him and Mac McClung though. Like it was clearly between Mac McClung and everybody else, and he was the best of everybody else.
That's a great way to put that.
So shout out to Trey Murphy, man. Yeah, go ahead.
To watch him call every dunk though is amazing. That part,
I'm not gonna play it. You keep going.
Yeah, because you never because especially like I listened to Dominique and Vinny talk about their dunk contest wins, and they asked him like, "Do you plan them out? Do you think it out?" And Dominique said, "No, not at all." And then Vin was like, "I kind of thought about what I wanted to do in my head, and then you get out there, and then that just kind of goes to shit."
So this was my favorite of him right here when he had Alvarado come in, Grand Theft A, and come in and steal the ball. That was tough.
So this was I think this might have been my least favorite.
Well, what I'm saying is he's a hell of a dunker, but the dunk contest, there's only so many dunks that you can do now. I mean, especially at 6'9", everything that he can do, everything that's been done. He can't. Everything's already been done. So to have, you got to get creative. So to have Grand Theft Alvarado come out there, that's tough.
I did like that.
I like that dunk. Then he talked about the tomahawk reverse windmill. This is my favorite. This was tough.
This is my favorite.
So for y'all that listen, this was his second dunk.
He had a lot of charisma for a guy who's relatively quiet in the NBA. Then he does this.
Ooh, ain't he a rookie? He played at Kansas last year.
And y'all said that Zion?
No.
Again, what? Well, it's only so many spots on the floor you can play.
He's not a 4. He's a 3.
Okay, all right. And you got what? Brandon Ingram?
Yeah, well, he's the 6th.
Jackson Hayes?
Jackson Hayes ain't starting.
Valanciunas? But what I'm saying is, man, Trey Zion. Should have been traded. But his dunk is amazing. And
so then he talked about
this one was good too.
The 360 the 360 joint. This was tough too. Did the Paul George dunk. That was the Paul George dunk. So the 360 from the side, that was tough. Karl Malone, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Karl Malone was a big hater of Trey Murphy.
You know, he damn near Voldemort himself. He who shall not be named. Throw him in that category.
And then he did a 360 windmill self lob.
This was my favorite.
Now this was the most creative dunk to me
because the ball never hits the floor.
Nope. That was creative. Look, Mac McClung. out there with the
Man,
tats ready. Mac McClung. So, and then he said a whole bunch of different tricks, man. So shout out to Trey Murphy for at least making it competitive. But this man right here, Mac McClung, the fewest NBA games by any player to win the dunk contest was before Mac McClung was Kobe Bryant at 39. Mac McClung has played 2. He's the second player 6'2" or shorter with 350s in a single dunk contest, joining Spud Webb. And a lot of people didn't know this. I actually tried to get somebody with this fact right after he won. I tried to bet somebody. I was like, yo, he's the first Sixer to win. And it was like, no, Dr. J. I was like, I don't know if you know your basketball
not
history.
So fast, my friend.
Dr. J definitely won in the ABA, my friend. But so Mac McClung was out here, and we knew he was a viral sensation from high school. I didn't know he was going to do all of this. Look at everybody's reaction for those that are watching. You see Giannis, Gabriel Union, Alvarado. I forgot his name.
Who picked him? Who picked him to win? Who picked him to win?
We both did.
Did you pick? Oh, you did. I think I convinced you.
See what I mean? I told y'all he loves saying who picked me. You boy, you are.
Did it?
Look
I
at
think,
now.
I thought you definitely. I definitely thought you had some hesitation there first. I thought didn't you pick somebody else first?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm gonna go. No, I was debating between Mac McClung and Kenyon Martin Jr. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go with Mac McClung. But Mac McClung,
Mac got to leave it out here on the floor. This is it for him.
Dog. Oh, this is just the rest of it. Oh yeah, same energy. So, oh, this tough picture right here. Tough picture. But I wanted to see. I was trying to find the actual dunks of Mac McClung, but he did some like. What Shaq's reaction? Well, the thing about Mac McClung was, he made more money that night than he made in his career earnings.
You know what? The bad part about it is you're running everybody off next year. I'm Zion. I'm not competing next year against him.
You know what's crazy? He can't palm the basketball. Like all his dunks are two hands because he can't palm the basketball. You notice that?
What he did, his head is at the rim.
At 5'10". He's listed at 5'11". I'm being generous at 5'10". I think he's 5'9". And his head is at the rim. He did a 540. He did a 540 two-hand windmill dunk to end the game.
They should not have done this during. They have to move the All-Star game out of the month of February. You cannot have done this on Black History Month. We don't deserve it. It's over. We had to close up early. You know, they might set a man. This is did it for Utah. Oh, what's that?
Did you say they did it for Utah? They let the white dude win?
Yeah.
First off, they ain't let him win nothing. Wow, what is that? Man. We got a little
Chinese weather balloon.
Got a little Chinese weather balloon in the chat over here.
Hey man, come on, man. Release us, bruh. It's us, and it's Black History Month.
It's Black History Month, man. Y'all chill out. But shout out to Mac McClung, man. Shout out to Mac McClung. Where else? What else we got? The Kyrie 8s.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Kyrie.
sir. Kyrie busts out them Shaman 7s on y'all. Y'all not ready.
So these are Kyries that have been modified. You know, Kyrie was dropped from Nike. And they quickly signed Ja Morant. Is there a way that I could?
Let's not say he was dropped from Nike. Nike and Kyrie Irving decided to mutually go their separate ways.
Sure. They
Kyrie was sick of them.
They were the Tomahawks. I call them the moccasins. So he basically all he did was looks like he modified some Kyrie 8s because if you remember I think he drew on them when he first came back and played so that it wasn't.
Well,
any
he
Nike
also
on there.
didn't like the shoe. He never liked the shoe to begin with. So this
yeah,
is
he
even
did
better.
say that. He said he hated it.
You can cover the whole shoe up.
That's tough though. That actually now what'll be interesting is if Nike tries to come out with a shoe like this, which I can see. Because Nike, I don't know if y'all been paying attention. I'm not a shoe head, but I do like money in business. They have been putting the squeeze, the rain dancer ones. They have been putting the squeeze on all of these shoe modification businesses. All the ones that will the custom shoes,
exact logo,
or copy the shoe and then put like another logo on there where they have a copyright of the design of the shoe, and they are shutting everybody down, which means they're losing money. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to come out here.
I don't think it's losing money. I think that they wait for these other people to make some money so they can take the money from them for all the money that they make. I can't take something from somebody who don't get anything. But Bait, you got some money. Let me get that. I can't think of it. Is the other
dude with the lightning bolt?
KIY?
Yeah,
whatever that is. Oh, you think you're popular now? Well, funny story. I have just enough time and I already got the lawsuit set up for the last people to do this. Shout out
copy, paste.
Yes. Drop right that in there. Hey, y'all send me y'all bread. And y'all getting rich, right, babe? You have all Pharrell be wearing your sneakers all the time, right? For like a decade now. Send me my bread. Oh,
you don't talk about Pharrell's shoes that he came.
Feel night,
baby. I had a pair.
Send it to the crib.
Them ice creams was awful. But you know, Kyrie came out with.
But I also want to let y'all know, Kyrie, please release these. I will wear these.
Oh, 100%. I definitely would buy these. These are tough. These are the concept is actually tough as all get out.
Boy,
so
you
I
old as
definitely
hell.
buy those. Huh?
You old as hell.
Tough as all. I'm trying not to curse. I curse a lot. I'm trying not to curse. And then there was the game. So in the game, y'all know LeBron broke the record. They honored him and all of that stuff. They honored the three. They had to find a way to honor Karl Malone, Kyrie, Mother Earth. But SGA and the Thunder beat LeBron on that night and the Lakers. And SGA kind of, he didn't steal the show because, I mean, LeBron's record is crazy. But to score 40, and win the game is tough. And LeBron didn't play any defense the whole game. And SGA said, the one time I try to go get a dunk, LeBron blocks my shot. And he ended up hurting his finger too. Karma.
I mean, I don't blame. I'd have did the same thing.
Yeah,
some level of undercover pettiness.
Yeah, LeBron is petty. LeBron, we know LeBron is petty.
Hey, this shit might be chicken fight levels of beef as far as I'm concerned. It's up for as long as I'm in the NBA and you in the NBA.
Well, that means I only have a few more years to deal with you. And you getting older.
You right.
And
still stress on you, big dog. That'll be I'm gonna tell you, I'm a 50-point you for the rest of my career. And I'm not gonna say
if you're LeBron or SGA.
Both. It's up. It's gotta be up for SGA. You can't wait for
he said he got something for him. First. He said I got something for him. Don't worry about it. He said I got something for him. But if it's
LeBron, I'm giving you 50 every time. Hey, Josh Giddey, it's going to be a rough night for you. Get on down here. I'm finna dog walk you, my friend. Hey, send SGA out here. Somebody have to guard me. I might move the point guard. Me and you.
So I'm trying to figure out where to go from here because we have so much to talk about. Shout out to Luke Mbayamute. He's been signed by CAA as an agent. Luke Mbayamute is best known for finding, is it Pascal Siakam and Joel Embiid, if I'm not mistaken? I know he found Joel, but I think he found Pascal Siakam too.
But I feel like, I mean, at the end of the day, the reason I really wanted this to be talked about was having a player as an agent, specifically an African player, as you go into the NBA Africa and all of that is extremely important on making sure these guys get good contracts, make sure that structurally and fundamentally that league works well. And I think it's going to provide a ton of results of great basketball players from Africa.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that 13-year-old kid that just scored in the league 56 points, 35 rebounds, 10 blocks, 6 steals, whatever he had?
He ain't doing 13. That on me. He for sure ain't doing that.
He's
on me.
6'9". What you gonna do?
Oh, you be 6'6" for the rest of this game. I'm going for your knees, my friend. You're not. It's only so much you can do before I'm frustrated. I'm like, well, put me out of here anyway.
Not pulling a Bo Jackson. Just get yourself kicked out. You know what? I ain't about to embarrass me.
Absolutely. I was never gonna be a real basketball player anyway. So we're done here.
Yeah. All right, man. So we're gonna get into free agency. I had to open up all these links, but this is the move everybody's talking about, though. Now, before we get here, Gilbert Arenas said this a while ago. Well, on his podcast, they've been talking Russell Westbrook up ever since they pretty much traded him and said, we're going to get rid of Russell Westbrook. Gilbert Arenas said this man alone changes who wins the championship. It was actually an interesting perspective. Let's listen to it.
Alone changes. He changes who wins the championship this year. Believe it or not. If he decides to say, you know what, y'all want to with my name and y'all don't think I can do this, I'm going to Phoenix. I'm already getting $43 million. I'll take $1 and I'm going to Phoenix. Who's beating them? Right, he's coming off the bench in Phoenix? What? Right?
You think KD would let that ride? I'm asking you.
This man alone, if Westbrook calls KD and say, I want to come help win the championship, I'll come off the bench. KD's not going to say, all right. Really? If he goes to Boston, you don't think that makes them the better team and the better than the Bucks? No. You don't think that puts them over the edge? If he goes to Milwaukee, you don't think that puts them over there? If he goes to Philly, if he goes, he's the player no one, I don't know, I don't care who else is out there. There's only one player that can what if he wants to Golden State? You got to remember, if he's driving, no one's helping off Cade. Jordan Poole, I don't understand.
That wouldn't be
They
a
don't
really good
understand
move.
how important
That's fair.
this player is to changing who can actually win the championship.
Now, Gilbert has a really good podcast, but I actually agree to a certain extent with what he's saying.
50 on that one.
As long as it's a team, I think he slid a fact in there that you can't overlook. He has to go to a team that has all shooters or majority shooters so that you can't help off of him. He's not the person that could finish in traffic anymore. He's not that person. But he can still get by you now. If it's one-on-one, he's going to get by you. But he's not as dynamic to just elevate over three people and lay the ball up. He can't do that anymore. Because they sag off of him because he can't shoot.
So in the right, and this kind of it's kind of cliche to say, but in the right system, sure, he can be fantastic. I think he can still be very difficult for a lot of people to deal with. But it's still precedent on being in the exact right system. You can't put him and Ben Simmons on the floor together. It's a train wreck. But it is. It's surely a train wreck.
I'm not disagreeing.
Bricks and bricks.
I'm just talking about what about the Clippers though? How does this? You got rid of Reggie Jackson. You got rid of Luke Kennard. You brought in Bones Highland. You brought in Eric Gordon. Now you bring in Russell Westbrook. Eric Gordon can shoot. Bones Highland is a dynamic scorer. Russell Westbrook is all energy and can drive to the basket. You to me lost two shooters and brought in one. To me, I don't know Bones Highland to be a great 3-point shooter.
So my thing with this is this was an okay move. I don't hate this move. I think that PG and Westbrook have a good relationship. I think that Now, the real thing about this is who is the leader of this team. Because Kyrie, jeez. Kawhi doesn't do a ton of talking.
And Kyrie
Paul George is not really the most dominant or,
he's a
leadership heavy guy. But Russ might probably coming off the bench.
You mean probably?
But his personality. Who's their starting one? I don't know who the Clippers starting one is. Not John Wall.
Oh, it might be Russ.
Exactly. And I don't know how. I don't hate the move, but I also don't love it.
Who's there for?
No. Vooch is the 5. I think Kawhi and Paul George both 6'9".
Okay, then
what four are they gonna give him a problem?
Who's the 2? Bones Highland?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of Reggie Jackson type basketball. That's a lot of difficult shots.
Oh, Terrence Mann is the one. Paul George is 2.
Forgot about Terrence Mann.
Yeah.
Terrence Mann is crazy.
Yeah,
Terrence Mann is crazy.
Is Russ?
And you said Vooch. His name is definitely Zubac. His name is definitely Zubac. I
meant Zubac. I actually like Zubac too, but
Lakers gave him away for.
Is he gonna be cool playing behind like the balancing Terrence Mann and Russell Westbrook? I don't know exactly how you do
that. Terrence Mann has a better jump shot. Russell Westbrook Well, Terrence Mann is the one that's going to play the defense. He's a defensive. He's a defensive combo guard. He can guard the 1, 2, and 3.
I don't like this team. I'm gonna tell you why.
No shooting. I know why I don't like it.
No, because you also got Norm Powell and Batum, so you got shooter.
Batum is the 4.
But where do you? Okay, so something here just got to change. Marcus Morris is currently the starting 4. I think that you're probably gonna have to move. I think you're gonna have to move everybody up. I think you might have to start Russ and just let Kawhi play the 4, which I don't hate.
That's a lot of wear and tear on. Well, I mean, the 4 ain't really the 4 of what we used to think it was.
No. What 4 is what? I mean, Draymond, Michael. I mean, yeah, the West power forwards are not really the biggest issue in the world. I might actually be okay with that. Yeah, but
yeah, they and then let Bones, Eric Gordon. Do they still have Robert Covington?
Yeah, but he trade him? Way down there.
Why? That's somebody that needs to play. He's a 4.
Yeah, I actually think that.
Oh, they got Mason Plumlee too. That was a solid pickup on the low.
But I think Kawhi playing the 4 actually helps him out. He don't have to chase many people around.
Yeah, they don't really have a 4. Boy, they got Amir Coffee.
No, I think that most teams. I mean, I think that he can guard Aaron Gordon with the Nuggets. Now, when you play against Jaren Jackson Jr., you might have a problem. The Kings, he'll be fine with Keegan Murray. The Suns, they have a small.
Oh, you talking about Kawhi?
He would be, yeah.
No, Kawhi gonna be guard anybody. He gonna guard anybody. You can't do nothing with him. You can't move him. If he decides that you are not gonna go past the free throw line, you are not gonna go past the free throw line until he goes out. I think
that him playing the 4 allows him to basically take somebody completely out of the game and still have Paul George takes, your best perimeter play out of the game.
Now, what they can do is switch the 1 through the 4. They can switch everybody, starters and bench, because they got Mason Plumlee and Zubac at the 5, which is
everybody
cool.
else just guard the guy in front of you.
Guard the person. This is like zone blocking, but defensive wise in basketball. Anybody come in this area right here, y'all guard them. And that, I mean,
switch.
Now, I don't know. Russell didn't seem like the best defender, but when you got Kawhi and Paul George and Terrence Mann behind you, you could be the fourth best defender on the court. You know, it is what it is. It's interesting to see this. I will be tuned in April 5th, or is it 15th? April 5th or 15th when they play the Lakers.
I think
I will be tuned in for that game.
He'll be a better defensive player on a better defensive team.
Think so?
You just gotta clean up on whatever Paul George and Kawhi loose balls ain't they, you know. You should be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey
man.
I was going in one direction and went in another direction and tried to Euro step through the lane and they just blocked the shot.
I ain't say that. I just said okay.
We had a cyber attack near podcast. We potted right through it. Don't matter. Can't stop, won't stop, baby.
Oh man. Hey man, I threw this in on the list because I wanted y'all to see. Folks, Gilbert Arenas calls for widespread drug testing after NBA players vote Trae Young 12th best guard in the NBA. And
best guard.
Yeah. Still not the 12th best guard.
Players.
And it was in the
NBA,
East.
Where's mine? This is NBA.
No,
listen.
in the NBA.
Okay, there was a vote on players, ranking players in the East and West.
No, it was
and
East.
there was the players ranked Trae Young 12. Now, I want you to do is drug test them ASAP. And I'm not talking about weed, I'm talking about the good stuff. Y'all,
it's among East guards.
Whoever, all the players that
Not
voted,
the 12th best guard.
Trae Young,
but if you look at all guards,
he's third.
In the East, the graphic was 12th best guard in the East.
He's not the 12th best guard in the East, but he might be the 12th best guard in the NBA.
I mean, I don't know who
He's 8 to 12 for sure.
In the West, Devin Booker,
Luka, Booker, Steph, Ja, SGA, James Harden. That's 6.
Mm-hmm. So he's
Spider, Jaylen Brown. That's 8. And I'm missing more people.
Yeah, Halliburton.
He's 8 to 12.
Sneaky said Luka is a forward.
Luka is a point guard.
Like I said, I don't rate Halliburton.
Kyrie.
I don't rate Halliburton
Kyrie
ahead of him. There's a few people that were rated ahead of him in the East that I was like, no, that ain't it. Even when I conceded that he may be 6, I was like, I'm still not convinced Halliburton is better than him. He's having a good year. It's cool.
You do believe
you're forgetting Dame
Steph,
too. Forgetting Dame too.
Don't make me say something that I don't. Don't make me tell the truth on the podcast.
Tell the truth. No, don't be no.
I think Trae's better than Dame right now.
You think Trae
I had to pick
is better
one.
than Dame?
Yes, if I got to pick one for right now for going forward.
Trae Young is 11th in the league in scoring. Dame is 4th. Dame is averaging 31 points a game.
How many assists?
7. 31, 7,
and 31 and 7 versus
Trae Young, 27, 27 and 10. Yeah. Trae Young right now.
Taking Trae.
Right now, he is 2nd in the league in assists. Right now.
Taking Trae before Dame.
All them, so let's come on, ESPN, real time. So out of all of them right now, Trae in stats wise is 6th best in the league. Stats wise.
Yes, but you know that Trae's stats are probably they're skewed. He should not shoot as many shots.
So is Jordan Clarkson. So is Tyler Hero. I mean, it's a lot of skewed.
Those guys should
people.
not even. No, wait. Let me clarify. Those guys should not be in the same category as Steph. They are at firm. I'd say 2 steps down between Steph. I mean, not Steph, Trae. So Trae, then there's a gap. Then there is Jordan Clarkson and Tyler Hero. I think
So
those
right
guys
now,
are.
are you
I don't
taking
think those
De'Aaron
guys
Fox
are-
over Trae Young?
Who?
De'Aaron Fox?
No. But it depends on how Sacramento ends the season.
Are you taking really? Are you taking Jalen Brunson over Trae Young?
No.
Darius
Never.
Garland?
Never in a million
Darius
years.
Garland?
No.
Jordan
Compliment.
Clarkson?
No, hell no.
Tyler
I like
Hero?
Jordan Clarkson. He's a 6-man.
Tyler Hero?
Hell no.
Jamal
6-man.
Murray?
No. 6-man. Well, not starter, but no. I'm close. Don't even put them in the same category. No.
So I just named 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 in points for point guards. Trae is 6. Now Steph isn't on here because Steph is hurt. But I just named 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And Halliburton's 13. Now, if you want to do it by, it's 13.
Better than all of those guys.
If you want to
Halliburton
do
better
it,
than every guy that you name.
if you want to do it by assists, Trae is actually leading the league in assists. 10.3. Halliburton's at 10.1.
I think he has the easiest way to get to 10.3 though. Who do you think of the assist leaders has an easier rail to go than Trae?
In terms of assists and
Yes.
shooting, I think Halliburton has a
Yeah.
pretty good team to get assists for.
You think better than Trae? You think the Pacers? So this is what I'm gonna say: take Trae off of the Hawks. Take. You said Halliburton. Who was the person? I want to make
Halliburton,
sure.
Halliburton.
Take Halliburton off the Pacers. What do the Pacers have left?
Benedict Mathurin, Buddy Hield, Miles Turner. I'm missing some folks. I don't know the Pacers.
No, you aren't. The next best person they probably have is Chris Duarte.
Possibly. Yeah. Maybe. I gotta go to the Pacers. I don't know I don't know the Pacers roster. But if we
They ain't
do
got
that-
it. They ain't
Buddy
got it.
Hield,
I'm
yeah,
confident
they
in
ain't got none of
saying
them people.
it is not anywhere
Andrew
near
Nembhard,
close to the Hawks.
Yeah, no. Daniel.
All right, now look at the Hawks. Collins, offensive monster. DeAndre Hunter,
He ain't been offensive monster this.
He's still, no matter what his efficiency, he's still the third most efficient Hawk in.
But he's not an offensive monster. He's not an offensive monster.
But every time you're throwing the ball, he makes the basket. Is basically what you're saying.
No, that's what you're saying. I'm saying he's not an offensive monster.
If you're the third most efficient scorer for an organization, then yes, when I'm passing the ball, there's a very high chance he's going to make the shot range.
TJ McConnell. No, I'm not talking about TJ McConnell, Kev.
Okay. So next, Collins, Hunter, 3-level scorer. You have DeJounte Murray, all-star. You have Bogey, the Serbian sniper. You have AJ Griffin. There are plenty of people. Who on this? I mean, I guess Buddy Hield is the best scorer that they have.
Miles Turner can shoot threes, which is what. And Benedict Mathurin, I mean, he's given everybody you named on the Hawks. He's given offensively. He's given them problems, except for maybe DeAndre Hunter.
But at the end of the day, the Hawks have a bunch of guys who can score buckets on every level.
Okay.
The Pacers do not. Hence the reason the Pacers are a worse team.
Now. Y'all said Halliburton was better than Trae because Halliburton had them at the time in the 6th position, and they are on a hell of a losing streak right now. Halliburton
sucks.
Halliburton does not average as many points or assists as Trae. Neither one, and they have a worse record. So how, if those were y'all 3 factors for Halliburton being better than Trae, if those 3 factors are now null and void, how is he better than Trae?
Who on their team is as good as DeJounte Murray?
Why are you not answering my question?
Because that like the season has evolved now. They've played 2/3 of the season.
Okay.
So now I can tell that Halliburton is playing better and it's closer now. Trey has played better. You would agree to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last, I would say, probably 7 to 10 games from Trey have been
the only thing
substantially
Halliburton is better. Now his shooting percentage is better, for sure.
But
shooting
Trey has
percentage
played
is
better as of recently.
Yeah, but Trey has averaged 10 assists the whole season.
Yeah, but he was shooting terribly. He was having the worst shooting. He's having the worst shooting season of his life.
And he's still averaging more.
Well, yeah, because you shoot.
He's averaging more points and more assists. And he averaged more assists.
How many more shots he getting than Halliburton?
Oh, I don't know. I can't.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't. Because
Halliburton
he shoots 4 more shots than Halliburton a game. 4. Halliburton shoots on average 15. Trey shoots 19.
Well, yeah, that's good. That should get you 4 more points.
So how is he
about
better?
50% of clip.
So how is he better? That was my whole question. That's my whole question.
Oh, the easy answer. Okay, so yeah, let's track that. So the scoring, we say if Halliburton shot 2 more shots, he'd get 4 more points. They'd be tied, right?
Oh no. Halliburton is averaging 19.9 points a game. Trey is averaging 27. So 20 and 27.
Okay.
So no.
Okay, so all right, so we'll get him to like 23 versus 27.
Okay.
Halliburton is a pretty good defender, right?
I don't know. I don't know. That is a question. Yes. That is an answer that I cannot. I can't add. He is averaging 1.8. He's averaging 1 more steal.
1 more steal is a lot of steals.
You know what it is? Halliburton has less turnovers. That would be where I would concede that he's better at Trey. He doesn't turn the ball over as much.
Well,
Trey averages 4 turnovers and he averages 2.
I'm going to actually say that is. This is going to sound weird to say.
I'm sure
that's
it is
better.
Yeah, it's better. Weird to say because
I'm gonna tell you why.
Trey on here
because Trey's 4 turnovers allow us to
come on, Kev, with the arithmetic.
No.
He's saying if he shoots 50%, he's saying shoot 50%. But I see what you know.
Trey has more turnovers, but we as a team have way less turnovers because he always has the ball in his hand. I will give him credit for that. If you look at the Pacers and look at us turnover wise, I bet you're not even close.
What do you mean? We have more turnovers?
No. That is one thing that Nate fixed. Our turnover game is not terrible anymore. We're one of the most responsible teams with the basketball in the NBA since Nate has been there. We immediately were no longer turnover machines.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're one of the best. We're one of the most responsible teams in the NBA. So I'm gonna give Trey credit there, and I want y'all to take credit when I give him credit. I drink to that since y'all won't hate us.
Wait, so okay, I leave it alone. I leave it. I just wanted to hear. I knew I was gonna bring that argument back up when y'all made that. I was like, all right, well.
But I'm telling you, Halliburton's still better. But
no, he's not.
He is. Okay, we can agree to disagree.
Hey man. So Kevin Durant, is he the greatest mid-range shooter ever? JJ Redick says over the last 1,700 times that a player has taken at least 250 mid-range jump shots in a season. There's been 3 times that a player has shot over 55%. Those 3 players, it's probably Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, and Kobe. No, and no. It was Kevin Durant. Kevin, I mean, I don't think this is far-fetched for us to say this. I mean, we're calling Kevin Durant the greatest scorer of all time at this point. And there's really not a lot of people that can argue. Look at this. He's 7-1 that can argue against that.
So I'm going to tell you this. Kevin Durant, the beauty of Kevin Durant, it will always outshine. It is what outshines LeBron. LeBron had a better career. I don't think it's even really that close. But Kevin Durant's game is so beautiful. It's flawless. It's elegant.
Well, Kevin Durant does what we wanted LeBron to do. We wanted LeBron to go to the post. Okay. We wanted LeBron to go to the post, and we wanted LeBron to develop his mid-range. That's what we wanted LeBron to do.
I mean,
LeBron developed his three-point shot. Since the game evolved, but LeBron doesn't really have a mid-range. LeBron isn't, makes his feet so much more impressive that he's broke the scoring record without really having a mid-range shot.
Well, I always wanted LeBron just to be the meanest player in the NBA, just dunk people's faces off. I really wish we put Russ's heart in LeBron and just created that wild savage. But I just never get that. But I can never not watch Kevin Durant play basketball because it looks so easy. It's effortless.
Can't guard him.
And it's not like even the shots, they don't touch the rim.
But it's the handle
like he's
too.
Playing basketball.
Like that's the evolution. He's evolved every shot. That's the Dirk shot right there. He's evolved the Dirk shot. Ooh, cross the PJ. What you doing, PJ?
Tall. You're not even close. It's like, why are you standing here? I'm gonna make this. Also, shout out to Old Man in the Three. It's an excellent podcast by JJ Redick. He is positioning himself to be an excellent media personality. He's got a podcast and they got a thing going. But he's about to elevate to the next level, especially like full retirement now. Yeah. But man, I could watch Kevin Durant play basketball from now to the end of the time.
Yeah, man. So the Suns made the right move, man. He's a 7-foot guard. I mean, it is what it is. The Suns at the end of the day, Chris Paul is 30. I'm 37, so Chris Paul is 37. Chris Paul is 37 years old. He's only got so many more years, maybe 2, left in the tank. Chris Paul playing. So you got at this point, you got to go get Kevin Durant. It did cost you Mikal Bridges, but you kept Ayton. But Bridges is out here and on that team in the Nets in Brooklyn. I mean, they don't really have a number one option. So I guess that number one option. I mean, who?
No, they're number one. They're going to go back to a team model. I like this team. It's balanced. You don't really have one person who you can key in on. You're gonna as soon as like next year, you're gonna have a team. You're gonna pay a couple players some money, but you won't max anybody, so you'll still have money.
Well, they have Dinwiddie and Mikal Bridges under contract already. I mean, Bridges signed that extension. Yeah. So I mean, everybody else. I mean, Cam Thomas is on his rookie year. You got to sign.
You gotta have to
Claxton. Claxton.
You gonna sign Claxton and what's the boy? Christian, who was at Phoenix. You have to pay him.
Oh, Cameron Johnson. Cameron
Johnson. But you
might let him walk.
You'll still have a ton of money left over.
And draft picks.
And draft picks, and you'll have a team locked in already. You got everything that you need. Now, I mean,
he started hitting the mid-range. He went 17 of 24 for 45 points, and this is against Jimmy in the Heat.
He was shrinking his game. Where was he going to be able to fit in? Aiden getting his buckets. Booker is the main scorer. Chris Paul is the ball handler. You cleaning up whatever you got left. And you got to learn and get confidence. Because that's a lot of it. When you play with those guys, you already know you guys are going to win a bunch of games anyway. You can get into your game and get into who you really are faster. They're going to.
Yeah, they look like the better version of the Jazz. The Jazz started out like this, of everybody that could shoot and everybody that could get to the basket. The Nets look like a better version of that to me.
All I'm looking for is one pissed off superstar. One of them. You need a place. Hey, come on, baby. Come on. Hey, we got the money.
Superstar? You mean superstar? So who's a superstar to you? That's available.
Everybody.
I would say like Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine would be pretty good on this team.
Yeah, but I'm looking for a guy one more level up.
I probably need a 4, a scoring 4.
Or I'm gonna tell you now, I hate
John
to say
Collins,
it, I hate to be the bear.
John Collins would be good on this team.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but DeJounte Murray. He ain't signed no contract yet.
I don't know. I mean, they already got enough guards on that team. I think they need a 4. Well, Cam Thomas scored 40 points in 4 straight games. I mean, there's 1. Spencer Dinwiddie is serviceable. That's 2.
Oh, well, that's there is the piece right there. Dinwiddie to the bench. I mean, you want Dinwiddie or you want DeJounte Murray? You want DeJounte Murray.
You want DeJounte Murray. I mean,
wait, no, you answer the question. I didn't tell you that answer. Who do you want?
Yeah, you did. You said you want Dinwiddie or you said Spencer Dinwiddie or DeJounte Murray. You want DeJounte Murray. It's not even close.
Hey, Reggie, who would you like?
I don't know. I don't know right now. I think DeJounte Murray's good.
So are you telling me that you're having? I just want to be clear for communication's sake.
Well, I mean, I had a point that I was trying to get to, but
don't mind me stepping on that.
You stepped on like 3 of them.
Between Dinwiddie and DeJounte, you at this point have unreadiness.
I'm just saying they have enough guards. I would rather them get a big. If you can get a scoring big on that team, because you already got the defensive big in Nicholas Claxton. You already said they got Marcus Morris or whatever. You need a scoring 4, which is why I said John Collins. John Collins is on a team-friendly deal. He can spot up and hit the 3. He can cut to the basket and dunk. And they don't have any post players. They have no post players.
The Hawks would ask for back Cam Johnson.
No, you already got DeAndre Hunter
for sure. They take him to play the 4.
Cam Johnson at the 4, we get cooked. No way. Now I'm Googling. I'm on the Googles.
He's 6'8". He's 6'8", but yeah.
They got him at he's power forward. I can see it. And he's a 3-point shooter.
If that's
we lose a lot of rebounds. We lose a lot of rebounds.
But that's like that is the exchange. Is if you want a guy who does more dribbling and more shooting, then you're gonna that guy who dribbles, shoots, and does what John Collins does in the paint backside defense does not exist. He's an all-star. Shit, he's Hall of Famer. Hell. that you're gonna have to make a sacrifice somewhere. You can't have everything you want.
Well, I think it depends on. I don't think we'll keep. I mean, if we're gonna talk about it, I don't think we're gonna keep Nate. So if you were to keep Nate, that would be the move because you run pick and roll with Capella only, and you stick Cam Johnson in the corner, and then he can shoot threes all day. That's for Nate. That's great.
I think that's what they want to do. I think that they want a guy. Like the more that we talk about it, Cameron. I mean, he's not the
defensively. He's gonna get cooked. He's gonna get cooked.
And offensively, he's not the trade that you want a guy who's actually who has a little bit better handle. But
he's got better handle than John Collins. He's got a better handle than John Collins.
Yeah, but I still don't really trust his handle.
I trust him more than John Collins. I've seen John Collins look like he was in middle school dribbling the basketball.
But what I'm saying is, when you trade John Collins, you really want a guy who has a handle close to like Pascal.
Well, I mean, yeah. Okay. I mean, like you said NBA for who else you gonna trade for other than Pascal at the 4 that's gonna have a handle like Pascal?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's where you're kind of stuck. That's
one more
I'm
person.
you have to take a guy.
Brandon Ingram. I mean, they're not going to trade him for John Collins. I mean, that would be one.
I mean, that's the reason that you really can't trade Collins is the guy who you trade for is never going to be as good as
Bobo. But they're not going to trade him either.
To her. I mean, no.
He ain't been hurt recently.
You know how I feel about Bobo. I love the man like he my damn brother. Of course, I want Bobo. We talk about this outside, but I'm knee deep in my next year. Bobo is probably gonna have to start it soon for my 2K team. Different conversation for a different time.
Yeah. All right, we're coming down to the end of the basketball segment. We talked about James Wiseman. Oh, shout out to MJ, man. MJ donated $10 million to the Make-A-Wish Foundation on his birthday, 60th birthday. It's the largest donation in the history of the 43-year history of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He also hopes to inspire other athletes to give such larger donations as well. So shout out to MJ. Can't do it tomorrow. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the basketball segment. We're gonna take 2-3 minutes, and then we're gonna run through this football segment, man. We don't really have a lot to talk about. The main thing that we're gonna talk about, though, not really gonna talk about that, but we are gonna talk about Bieniemy having to leave a Super Bowl winning, Hall of Fame, best quarterback of all time type player to have to go prove himself, which is insane. Y'all stay tuned. We will be right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final segment of episode 91 of the Splashcast. I was vibing over here, low key, on that little run he made. You listened to the Splashcast tour. Yeah, it was. We are back with our football segment. So we're actually going to table a few of these conversations. They were kind of like fillers and place catchers. But there is a few topics that I do. You back, man?
They back.
There are a few topics. There are a few topics that I want to talk about.
International Splash. What's good with y'all, yo?
So Jesse Bates starting safety for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Formerly.
He was franchise tagged, I believe, at the beginning of the year, and then he was not given a long-term contract extension, even though I think he had another Pro Bowl type year. He was seen hanging out with Kyle Pitts, AJ Terrell, and Casey Hayward in Atlanta, and he was out to dinner, and his agent was there.
Wings,
now,
hookah, Henny,
Red Bull, little vodka over there. Yeah. AJ Terrell from Ben Hill out here showing you where to go, where to be.
Don't worry about it. He on the way. He's a Falcon. Know that. That's our first acquisition. I think that we're uniquely positioned right now to possibly maybe be a destination city here going forward because we got money. Every time you see Arthur Blank talk, what does he say? We spending
some money this year. They've been planning that for 3 years, dog.
Hey, they have. I ain't never heard Arthur Blank say nothing about a penny. When that boy said back the Brinks truck up, I didn't hear two nickels rubbed together. This time, he said, "Oh, we got it. We got the money. Who you want now? You want to come to Atlanta?" I think that we're starting to become a destination city. And I said, well, damn.
Let me tell y'all something.
London Pitts, you're right.
Hey, and you got a bunch of money, and you have I. This is just Reggie talking. I'm not speaking for all the NFL executives or all the NFL players, but if you got a team with a bunch of money, headed by a black dude, who's like, hey, we are willing to pay, as evidenced in his track record with the Saints. Why not? Why not? And you in Atlanta. Why not? Why not? And we have, if you're an offensive player, Monsieur Lamar Jackson has been linked to the Falcons all over. We have the highest graded interior lineman in the league, Chris Lindstrom.
Hey, man, protected like we will have you protected like Trojans out here, Lamar. Let me tell you that. Safe. Safe. And you got receivers. You had two of the best pass catchers you've ever had your entire career. We have somebody good. Now I'm not gonna say no. We have a couple top tier linemen. We have some very young, good running backs. We have a pair, a tandem, a duo. Really should have been a trio if Calvin Ridley had a little bit of sense.
He just applied for.
But we got everything. Oh, and yeah, Trevor Lawrence is gone. Now, that is the part that I did not account for with Trevor Lawrence next year. Calvin Ridley is bad.
Digression.
And I saw the way he had them Dolphins cornerbacks in the air fryer. I'll never that. Boy, that is the one part that is probably it always be something every season. It come back to bite me in the ass a little bit. This year, it was the Eagles for a long period of time. It's been
the Bulldogs,
Cincinnati, and now here we are. But hey, Lamar, baby, I saw who they picked as your offensive coordinator. I took that I said that first in the group chat. You should have taken that as a sign of disrespect.
So it's been said that Lamar had when all of this first came out that he's not signed and blah. They said the signing of the offensive coordinator, he will be involved in it, and it would signify him willing to stay in Baltimore. Y'all can buy into the social media with the chains and Baltimore and all that other stuff you want to. The tea leaves are showing. Now, we may be trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, but the tea leaves are showing that Lamar seems to be a real disconnect. And again, brother, if you want to come be protected, if you want to come be able to have an offense geared around your arms and your legs, if you want to have somebody that can catch the ball, if you don't want to have a coach all in the camera, all in things, dancing, all in the videos, come on over to Atlanta, bro. We got you, big dog. We out here. We got a running game. We actually have a passing game. We had a passing game with Marcus Mariota.
Hey. We got a dome. Imagine
and it's warm.
Half your games indoors. Lamar, come on. Let us, once again, Dive Team Media, a conjunction with Splashcast Consultants. We reaching out to you, helping you make better decisions. Go ahead, man. We'll let you wear 7. We won't let you wear 7. We'll make sure that Mike Vick is there to give you the 7. You can bring the 7 back.
They said Atlanta checks off all the boxes that the Falcons are one of the few NFL teams that need to bring in stars to fill their building. They have money and they have young talent around him, is what the caption says. Why not, man?
Let me tell y'all now. When and I'm not gonna say if. We said if. And you know what? Sometimes there's a song called "Order My Steps."
In your word, dear Lord.
We thought our steps was Deshaun Watson. We were in fact wrong. But they say the Lord will never forsake you.
He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. Right on time.
We was ready. We was ready for Deshaun Watson to walk into our life.
Lord said, I might have something better. I might have something better.
He moved in our life at a time when we needed it the most. We saw the Falcons jersey with our own eyes in the picture. Then what? The Cleveland Browns sold their soul, guaranteed contract for the whole life. They got paid in perpetuity. The Lord said, no, he is not for you. Now here we are again presented with an opportunity to start a new era.
A new beginning. Rebirth.
Instagram name. New era. This is a new Falcons with new receivers. We got a new quarterback.
New coach.
Ready to do
new GM.
Step into a new era. And you know who we want to do it with? Lamar Jackson.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's on the way.
It's
on the way.
The way,
But
ladies and gentlemen.
When they finalize this contract, we're gonna come back because there is some message in this sermon. We told you sometimes you have to wait. You have to be. We get ahead of ourselves. We start out thinking. We put these things.
We start telling God what we want. God, like, nah.
That was never for you. That was never for you. You didn't need that. That's not of your. Not of you. Now,
not of your
what
ilk.
you really been waiting on.
Yes. All right, now that we didn't.
I'm gonna tell y'all though. Wait, before we get to EB, when we get Lamar, y'all gonna be sick of us. Y'all gonna be. If you're small, you'll be a little sick. If you're big, you're gonna be big sick. But you for sure gonna be sick of us.
Yeah, I love Baltimore, but y'all gonna hate me. Don't let us be good.
Oh, Lord, Josh. You gonna question our friendship?
Josh been low key. Our Baltimore Ravens friends have been letting they are not gonna have. They've been talking to us real condescending, like you think that the Ravens are gonna do this? You think that? All right, we just said okay.
Hey.
I'm just reading the notes.
I
don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reading.
You're gonna end up with Desmond Ridder, a first round pick.
And Devin Duvernay.
And a 12-piece My Lemon Pepper. Deuces, my friend.
There's some Magic City coupons. Have fun when you come here, but don't stay.
You finna get these JR Crickets to go, Desmond. The door. You're gonna find it. You my boy, though. Appreciate everything you did for us, and you're gonna start the season with us until otherwise. Well, let me tell you, when Lamar coming knocking, them wings finna be dropping, baby. Put them in the fry. We out here.
Speaking of being out of there.
Why can I not turn my screen off? Oh, Lord. Lord, no, Jesus. Ooh, hold on. All right. All right. So this is History Month. We respect black men around here. We would not ever in a million years start out with anything of that level of shamrockery. The Reggie just that is what we call him, Quick Scope Davis, right there.
I didn't even mean that in a bad way. It was just a good transition. I'm just saying, Eric Bieniemy.
You talking about for him, or you talking about for Eric Bieniemy on the podcast? Which one was a good transition?
The podcast. This is a terrible transition for Eric Bieniemy. This is horrible. What? Eric Bieniemy has been named as finalized a deal to be the offensive coordinator and assistant head coach of the Washington Burn Down My Team Commandos. That whole organization is on fire, and they decided to hire Eric Bieniemy. You left the greatest quarterback we've ever seen. We have talked about Patrick Mahomes as the greatest quarterback we've ever seen start a career, and you are the offensive coordinator of any other person of a different skin complexion. That would mean that you are going to be a head coach after the first Super Bowl. Not 5 AFC championships later, not 2 Super Bowl championships later. You would be the head. Hell, a lot of these, the Eagles got all these assistant coaches being head coaches after a loss. He's won 2 Super Bowls and went to 5 AFC championships, and you had to go to a team with no quarterback. You mean to tell me that I'm not a good offensive coordinator, but I saw with Andy Reid that Patrick Mahomes was it, right? I was there when Patrick Mahomes was drafted. Me, Eric Bieniemy, was there. Patrick Mahomes started after his first rookie year. I was the offensive coordinator. He worked with me every day, me and Andy Reid. I am in charge of installing the offensive package every week. That is what the offensive coordinator does when the head coach helps with play calling duties. Normally, the offensive coordinator is the one that puts the game plan together. I did all of this. I had Patrick Mahomes. You can't name all the other receivers before the Super Bowl. We knew one person, Kadarius Toney, because of football. And that's because the Giants were so bad at managing him that's why they got him for a steal. We knew Kadarius Toney. We knew Juju Smith-Schuster because of TikTok and Antonio Brown. And then we knew about Jarek. Jarek was good. We didn't know about Pacheco, and we knew about Kelsey. We knew about Kelsey and on the field stuff. And then you have Valdez-Scantling. I had Patrick Mahomes, developed him into a person, developed Travis Kelsey, made all the right moves, signed, because offensive coordinator has input on everybody that signed. All these, Orlando Brown from the Ravens, he had input on that. Eric Bieniemy is the only coach I know that gets penalized for the head coach calling plays instead of the offensive coordinator. He's the only one. Mike McDaniel's got a job. Nick Sirianni got a job.
I can't
Frank
even find
Reich.
the show list no more. I laughed so hard messing with Brittney. My whole body hurts.
You gotta go to the Washington Commanders right now are for sale. They're for sale.
This is the worst.
They are under investigation from Congress. Congress. This is where I had to go to prove to y'all that I can be a head coach. I had to go to an organization that is being investigated by the government. The government for cooking the books. Ron Rivera.
This is the plight of the black man.
Come on, man.
You have to go into the worst possible situation in order to prove your value. You have to go into a true war zone. You have to go to a team that does not have a quarterback right now in order to prove that you're the person who you already know to be with 2 Super Bowls and 5 AFC champions.
Well, said you had to go coach Keanu Reeves and the replacements.
Let's be very real here. The Commanders are terrible.
Awful.
They don't have a quarterback. A running back. He had a very unfortunate event that happened to him before the season.
They got a good defense. They got wide receivers. They just don't have a quarterback.
The team, they don't have wide receivers.
Yeah,
We're going to stop saying
Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin's a good receiver.
You have maybe half of one wide receiver.
Man, Terry McLaurin, I'm gonna take the Norwood thing. If you put Terry McLaurin with any other good quarterback, he'd be a good receiver. Chiefs would take him right now.
The Chiefs don't have anybody at wide receiver. They have no. The
Falcons would take him right now. The Falcons would take him right now.
I'm sure, but who are you taking him above? Are you? We
don't have a wide receiver. We don't have a Y. We don't have anybody.
Yeah. Okay. It's.
I'm sorry. Z. We have Y. We have Pitts at the Y. We have a Z receiver.
Is he the wide receiver 1, 2, or 3? And now I'm putting Pitts for all intents and purposes as a wide receiver.
No, I'm putting Pitts is a tight end. Pitts is a tight end.
So you think McLaurin comes in as our number 1?
On our team,
well, you know what? It's a way to fix that.
On our team, he would come in as the number 1. On our team, he would come in as the number 1.
Number of targets. Who goes 1? Who goes
Terry
2?
McLaurin. If the Falcons signed Terry McLaurin in this offseason, he would come in as the number 1. I mean, not gonna sign that to trade for him. Now I don't know if he would come in as the number 1. He'd come in as the X. He would be the X. Yes, Terry McLaurin would be the number 1 receiver. Drake London would be the number 2, and then Kyle Pitts would be the Z. I mean the Y.
No, thank you.
And then
no, thank you.
At that point, I'm not really into that unless they were to. I wouldn't mind it. I like Terry McLaurin, but I would rather them. It all depends on how the Falcons use Cordero Patterson in that iteration. But back to the conversation. I can't believe that I have to leave. If I'm Eric Bieniemy, I have to leave a dynasty.
Yo, they asked you to go to the desert and find water.
To go to the worst. I mean, Jacksonville Jaguars, for all intents and purposes, has been known as one of the worst organizations over in the recent
you might
history.
As well coach at HBCU, dog.
Like,
no, this is an insult. This is not. It's so beyond. But you know why it's not an insult? Because he's black. If anybody else, this would be. Cliff Kingsbury got a job and was not even good in college.
Cliff Kingsbury went 6-5 with Patrick Mahomes twice.
This is infuriating. Like,
ooh, what's up, Vanessa? Sick.
Hey, so this is my thing. Just go ahead and pay Brian Flores.
What do you mean? Oh, you talking about the lawsuit?
If you making him go get this job, just go ahead and say, "Hey, man, we done fucked this up."
Also, that Rooney Rule is some bullshit, boy. It is some bullshit. You mean to tell me
the Rooney Rule that ain't worked since it was instituted?
You mean to tell me the losers of the Super Bowl, all their assistants got hired? The losers, right? The linebackers coach is now the defensive coordinator in Arizona. All the losers of the Super Bowl, and I'm not, no shade to Philly. I picked Philly to win.
Arizona is great. That's what they specialize in doing. I think they got Gannon from over there too. They're not going to do anything but make more mistakes. That's fine.
But at least, they're getting an opportunity. I've never seen somebody that is at the peak of their profession for 7 years have to make a lateral move in any job.
Being at the peak of your profession, that's called kicking ass. Because I'm great at this job. I'm not at the peak. I walked in here good. I've been good, and I'm gonna be good when I leave here.
Now I know in Washington he will be calling the plays, but that's a bullshit ass argument for me anyway. Because all these people I named don't call the plays.
No.
How many? All these McVay assistants, all of these Shanahan assistants, all these people don't call plays. None of them call. Mike McDaniels didn't call the play at all. It was all Shanahan.
Never.
All Shanahan. Come on, man.
And now you're stuck between saving an organization which is legitimately already on fire, or saying this would have. And you know what? The messed up part about this is this probably would have. I'm not a quitter, but this might have made me quit. I might have been fed up at this point. Like, I'm good. I got my 2 championships.
Well, I'm sure they threw a bag at him. One. So I mean,
I don't care about you just it's a point where I'm not going to Washington. I'm not saving your shit. You guys and it's
oh, sorry.
I don't like the fact that DeMeco Ryans went to the Texans, and I don't like the fact that that Eric Bieniemy had to go to Washington as an assistant. I think that those are 2 organizations who are consistently and historically terrible. I think that they're also consistently discriminatory, and that's where we have to. That's where black coaches have to go to get it. I think that's terrible.
DeMeco Ryans, I agree with you. I'm gonna put that out. I agree. I could see DeMeco Ryans having to take a prove-it job because he was linebackers coach, then he was defensive coordinator for 1 year under Robert Saleh, right? So he really doesn't have experience outside of last year as...
Wait, wasn't DeMeco with the 49ers last year?
That's what I'm saying. Last year was his first year as defensive coordinator. He doesn't have a lot of experience. So I could see him having to take a prove-it job. I hated to have to be Houston, but he's also from Houston. Not from being from Houston, but he's from Alabama. But he played for Houston for so long. So he's well-liked and well thought of. I have no reason or offer any type of thought or statement of why Eric Bieniemy has to go take a lateral move after 2 championships and 5 AFC championships.
Okay,
and he was only outcoached to me 1 time in those 7 games. He was outcoached 1 time. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, 7 games. He's outcoached 1 time. And that was against Todd Bowles.
Who do you think today is a better coach, Eric Bieniemy or Ron Rivera?
Well, I mean, you know the answer. So what is your point? I
don't want to assume.
Eric Bieniemy. I would assume Eric Bieniemy is a better coach.
And that's my issue. He's going to have to go to a terrible team, push behind a guy who, I mean, Ron Rivera, you've had a shot and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you want to. I think that he was given at least a reasonable and fair chance in Carolina.
Yeah, he went to the Super Bowl.
And he's had a reasonable and fair chance with the Commanders. There's no reason that Eric Bieniemy should have to be an assistant behind Ron Rivera. No disrespect to Ron. I think that he's probably a top-tier defensive coordinator.
I'm about to say he's not a great evaluator of offensive talent to me.
I think that he is capped out. I think that he should be the guy who should be looking for a coordinator job. I think that Eric Bieniemy should be given a chance to be a head coach. I don't think that's another part. I wouldn't take this job because I'm not coaching under a guy who I think that I assume that way better than until proven otherwise.
There are so many jobs where
and Sneaky, I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but he's been given 2 opportunities more than Eric Bieniemy has. At this point, I've seen
2 less rings.
Rivera. Yes, at this point, I've seen enough of Ron Rivera that if he went to being a D coordinator, I wouldn't hate it. I think that's where he's probably best suited. I don't see him as being a very great coach. His offenses have never really performed. And I think that it's a lot of guys who I think are Will Muschamps. They just know their side of the ball.
In hindsight, and now I'm going to make myself really angry. In hindsight, if I were the Jacksonville Jaguars, now they did have a run at the end of the year to make the playoffs, and they won the first game against the Chargers. Or if I'm the Chargers, why would I not look at Eric Bieniemy? If I'm the Broncos, I'm not saying Russell Wilson is as good as Patrick Mahomes, but their games in terms of moving around in the pocket, extending plays, throwing the ball downfield are similar. Just Patrick Mahomes is just better. But if you have somebody who has similar talent, right? Could you imagine what Eric Bieniemy did with all them weapons they have in Jacksonville?
No.
Or all them weapons they did in Baltimore, in Denver?
Why is the losing coach or the losing coordinator the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals now? If I remember correctly, that's Gannon, right? You're telling me you think Gannon is going to do a better job with Kyler Murray than Eric Bieniemy?
Who had so let's look at it a different way, and then we'll wrap this up because I don't want to talk about anything else. I done got pissed off. Even if you look at it as Eric Bieniemy didn't call the plays, he only worked with Andy Reid and he worked with Patrick Mahomes. Whoever the fuck you just hired did not work with Andy Reid or Patrick Mahomes. Nobody. Andy Reid is a top 5 coach of all time. All time. Patrick Mahomes right now is trending to be the greatest quarterback of all time. I'm not going to put that on him. I'm going to say right now he's had the greatest start to a career we've ever seen. Ever seen. The only person that they comparing this to is Michael Jordan. Ever seen. Why would you not get somebody that worked with them? Y'all getting losers. No disrespect. But y'all, I got a proven winner 7 times. In the last 7 years, there have been a total of 5 teams better than me. 5. I won the Super Bowl twice. I lost the Super Bowl. And then I lost the AFC Championship twice. So the 2-4. That's 5 teams. I kind of thought about that. But that's 5. There have been 5 teams better than me. 2 of them was Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Dude telling me the greatest quarterback of all time is the only person that can beat me. The greatest quarterback of all time is the only person that can beat me on a consistent basis. And y'all don't want to hire the person that's responsible for the offense? Or learning from the person that's responsible? Come on, man. Y'all full of shit, dog. And I hate to say it like that. I just said in the last segment, I'm trying to stop cursing, but this is some bullshit. You going to Snyder. Snyder cooked the books and said, I will tear down the whole NFL if y'all try to investigate me.
This team is currently for sale. And not only is it for sale, they're asking for the highest asking price of an NFL franchise ever at $7 billion.
And he gonna get it too.
This team is under investigation from the district attorney's office. They literally just got your boy fired for the Raiders. And he got to go here and figure this out. Put a wrap on this. Nothing you can do with this. Either be
I ain't even look up cap space.
Greatest coach to ever walk the planet, or you're remanded to being offensive coordinator for him. But we knew this. What else you got to say on this? You've now made me mad.
Well, I got one more thing because I want to see cap space.
Reggie will find a way to make you mad.
My God, they still got to pay Carson Wentz. Y'all crazy as hell. Y'all are crazy as hell. They still paying Carson Wentz $20 million. Y'all are crazy as hell. And that's where I'm gonna end it. This is some bullshit. Y'all crazy as hell. Eric Bieniemy, you deserve better. You
gotta pay $20 million so a guy not even on your team and try to make a team out of that.
And you know what's up? And this is where I see the setup. I see the setup. They're going to make him get Anthony Richardson. And at that point, I'm going to have to root for Anthony Richardson. I'm going to have to root for him. I'm going to say, hey, Anthony Richardson.
Why did you not see that? Why did you not see the writing on the wall years ago, Rick?
You have to be good. Anthony Richardson, that sucks. And I'm not even a Florida fan. I'm not an Anthony Richardson fan. I think he should be a tight end. But that is a horrible place to go, where you have to go to an organization that's burning down as an offensive coordinator, Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator, and then you get stuck with, I ain't gonna say stuck with, you have to draft Anthony Richardson, who is literally all potential. And they're basically saying, okay, if it wasn't Andy Reid that made Patrick Mahomes, go make another one with Anthony Richardson. Now,
and you don't have any time to. That's the frustrating part about all of this to me is I think that Anthony Richardson is a good quarterback. I think that he has all the tools and in the right situation, he can be more than successful. But I also think that he needs time to develop. And what does Eric Bieniemy not have because he's a black coach? Time. That's the reason that all of this is a conflict. And on top of that, you got another $20 million in cap space that you got knocked off to Carson Wentz, who's a bum. But you know what? This is what's going to happen. He's going to make it work because that's what they do.
They got $30 million in cap space. $30 million.
Team way too sorry for that.
Yeah.
You Commanders fan, you can be mad. I don't care. And it's a lot of y'all too.
And you probably about to lose Deron Payne, their second best defensive tackle behind Jonathan Allen. That sucks.
It is what
man.
it is. This is trash.
But we come to the end of Monday Night Raw, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We had a lot to talk about, even though we said it was going to be we didn't have a lot to talk about. But when you see BS, you got to call the BS, man. Shout out to y'all for tuning in with us, man. Norwood, we didn't forget anything, man. Take us out.
We never do. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, this has been another audio and video experience. Always remember to do what? Like, follow, and subscribe. Tell somebody about the podcast. We got something new that's almost ready. I'm assuming that you think it'll be ready next week, Reggie, when it's time for them to see it next week?
No, but I think it'll be ready in March.
All right, well, overzealous, you can call me.
we got to finish.
I'm ready to give y'all everything right now. But with that said, we have a lot more on the way. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. We love Monday Night Raw. We thought we was gonna have a short show today. No bullshit. I hopped in here. I was like, oh yeah, we'll be done in probably like an hour. And nothing happened today. All-Star, which is whatever it was. Baseball dead. We Falcons fans. Ain't nothing happening. And of course, we potted it to the wee hours of the morning. Thank y'all for rocking with us, of course. Always remember, number one, more black baseball and Ronald Acuna healthy. Don't forget that. 100% healthy from the man himself. Y'all heard it. We told you. You heard it here first, or you heard it here at one point. Number two, more black cowboys and more black cowgirls. Number three, the historically black college and university you graduated from, your cousin graduated from, your mother graduated from, that person who was very influential at your church graduated from. Send some money over there. They need it. Historically black college and university in the area in which you live, the one that you go to, tailgates, homecoming, just to be on the yard around your people. Send some money over there. The greatest learning institution in all the world. Send all your money to Hampton University. They gave me ready degrees. We got jobs. Now we got a podcast. We love you. You love us. Send us the money. And of course, if you want to support, send some bread to the podcast. We growing. We moving. We doing more things. We supporting more people. And we got more stuff on the way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We survive on donations, y'all. We love y'all. Peace. Y'all stay safe. Bye.
This is the Splashcast weekly schedule. You can find us on Monday Night Raw. That is the Around the League edition where we cover all of the major leagues around the league. Tuesday is the ATL edition. Braves, Falcons, Hawks. Wednesday is when the playlist comes out. It's a Splashcast 24, 12, or 36 pack, just depending on the music. Thursday, for everybody who was not able to catch us live on Monday, they can catch up there on the Around the League edition. And then Saturday, of course, we bet beers for Saturday Morning Live. If you ever need to find us, we can be found at thesplashcast.com and, of course, via Instagram at thesplashcast. Welcome to the Splashcast. You can find us at the link below. You can find the podcast versus audio and visual on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Our social media, Instagram, Twitter is @_the Splashcast. We can also be found on Twitch. We can be found on Facebook, TikTok. Also below that, those are our episode playlists. The newest one is always up. We can be found on Apple Music. We can be found on Spotify. There is a playlist home, which is for all of the different playlists. And then we have the playlist master list, which is every song that's ever been on any of the playlists. And of course, for all of you podcasters, we can be found on Anchor at the Splashcast.
What up? I'm still standing on my word. I've been grand scheming. Took a trip to the Shire after I left Cleveland. Fresh game, touchdown, played the 4 season. She made 1,000 first night, I told her she can keep 2 days in Napa Valley, I'm eating Sabanaki. I'm riding dirty through the traffic, took the Mad Ducati. I get impulsive, if I want it, then I go and copy. Did a 2 meal play and fled to an island. 60 days. 60 days. 60 days. A whole lot can change, my nigga. 60 days. 60 days. 60 days. 60 days. 60 days.
My leather coat was dragging in the dirt. I got buff from baggage in the work. I'm at the table, I'm having a dessert. Three-piece suit with the napkin in his shirt. I'm a big bowl of macaroni. Know how to spot and catch a phony and do the Plaxico to myself before the matrimony. Stick shift Aston, I'm digging in my trick basket. Fixing plays, cut up the pie and split the change.